Hello, ladies and gentlemen of S3. This PowerPoint is to supplement and give you a bit more information about the World Music Research task that you're going to be completing over the next 2 weeks for me and Mr. Kindness. At the moment, it's just me, my classes that are doing this, but Mr. Kindness's class may pick this up or they may not. So in groups of 2 or 3, you're going to be creating a poster. That does involve collaboration, but I will talk about that later in the presentation. You're going to be creating a poster or an information sheet about your chosen country. Excuse me. And the music within that country. So you'll need to include pictures or photos to supplement what you're talking about, some background information on your country, what their traditional music sounds like, and what instruments they use. So for example, Scotland, pictures or photos of Scottish music, like we've been covering, would be super easy. Bagpipes, etc., people in kilts. What instruments do they use? I'm going from the bottom up here. Bagpipes, they use their voice. In more modern stuff like Celtic rock, they use electric guitar, they use bass guitar, drums. What does their traditional music sound like? So traditional Scottish music sounds very different from Celtic rock. It sounds quite rhythmic, quite well, generally a major tempo, but it depends what kind of music it is. Some background information on my country would be, well, Scotland. At one point, for example, bagpipe music was banned in Scotland. That would be an interesting thing that you could say. And the way that they kept bagpipe music alive was by basically making the sound of a bagpipe, but with their voice. And that was how they managed to keep it alive, even though it was banned. So the countries that you can choose from are Ireland, Greece, Spain, South Africa, Mexico, China, Australia, and I can't see that other one because my little video is covering it, but pardon me, I'm sure you guys can't see. So basically, those are your choices. You can choose those countries. Right. Your group must use all the resources available to you to research this country. So obviously the internet, if you have books on that country, that's awesome. If you can use Wikipedia or obviously something from the internet, research sites. If you know somebody from that country, then it might be worth asking them about their experience of that country's music. Any resource you have available to you is good. So in order to complete this task, you need to get in contact with at least one other student in the class and work together on your poster. This means that you've got to email them or potentially get in touch through Google Classroom. You have to share your project with them, so you have to be able to both edit it on Google Classroom, and you have to make sure that you're both credited and both do the work, collaborate together. So make sure you share your group poster with everyone in your group and give them access to edit it. So if you're making a Google document, if you're making a poster, or if you're making a presentation, remember to add everyone in your group and give them edit access. So yeah, as a group, you're going to be working together to complete the task. You need to choose your country. You need to think about what you need to include information. So you need to think about who's going to work on what and what you need to include full stop. You need to discuss what you already know about that country and write it down. Then you need to think, okay, where are the gaps in my knowledge? What do we need to do? What do we still need to find out? I want you to work together, as I've said, to complete this task. So once again, get into groups of 2 or 3 to create this poster. Make it our information sheet on another country, the music within another country. You need to include pictures, photos, some background information about the country, what their traditional music sounds like, and what instruments they use in their music. If you're finished, submit this poster on Google Classroom, and if you could give a list of everyone that was in your group as well, please, that would be good. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with. So yeah, don't let me down, work hard, and as ever, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.